Yeah, fantastic to have you with us here on Super League Plus for some live pre-season action here from AMT Headingley. The start of the new campaign almost in touching distance, but how about this for a little bit of a tease? Leeds Rhinos, the home side, against the reigning champions, the quadruple winners, Wigan Warriors. It's a big day here at Headingley for the home side as they celebrate a hometown hero, someone who's come through the academy and established himself in these parts, and today celebrates his testimonial, Harry Newman. Let's hear from him, but first, his head coach, Brad Arthur. Brad, big game as far as pre-season games and trial games go, but an opportunity to celebrate a player who's been a big part of this club as well in Handley today.
Yeah, we couldn't ask for a better trial. It's a good opportunity for us to see where we're at against the best team that's been in this comp for a long time. So, both teams will be really wanting to see where they're at physically. And the good thing about it is we've got a couple of weeks then, any areas we need to tidy up coming into round one. And then, the probably most exciting part of today is we get the opportunity to play for Ash. He's been a big part of this club for a long time. He's built a lot of close relationships, and we'd like to see the meaning of those close relationships be displayed on the field from his teammates today.
You mentioned obviously the calibre of the opposition. Looking at the two starting lineups, I'm sure both coaches will use the interchange bench, but certainly the opening of this game is pretty full strength on both sides of the ball, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they might have maybe one or two missing, and likewise for us, but can't really get a great deal stronger at this stage. So it's a good opportunity, like I said, to see where we're at physically, and both teams will go at it for, I reckon, probably the first half, and then speaking to Matt, we'll look to give some young guys some opportunity in the second half. There's a few things that we've been working on the pre-season. We get to try them under pressure and under a bit of fatigue and against a really quality opposition.
We were here on Boxing Day. You said that game was more about getting minutes in the legs and just shaking off a few cobwebs. Is this the point of pre-season where you start to want to see certain things click into place?
On our game style, I want to see is that we know what sort of footy team we want to be. Execution, is obviously still going to be an issue in the early rounds, and field position is going to be a big part of the early rounds. So if we can try and dominate field position today, that'll put us in good stead for those early rounds.
Well, best of luck today.
Thank you.
Ash, it's obviously a game that forms a big part of your side's preparation for the new season, but on top of that, it must be a really proud day for yourself as well, getting a testimonial for the Rhinos.
Yeah, it's a really proud day for me and my family. It's been coming while, obviously we knew about it for a while, and it's been building up to it, but it's here now, and just looking forward to putting a strong performance out as a group, and then sort of reflect on it afterwards and see how we go.
There's a lot of people who would have dreamt about just playing one game for a club like Leeds. You've done it plenty of times your whole career. It must be a real kind of satisfying feeling to do it at this club of all of them.
Yeah, it's a special place. I'm born and bred from Leeds as well, so it's been my hometown club. I live here, I'm from here, I'm one of these people, and it's special to me.
And playing Wigan, obviously reigning champions, they won everything last year. This will be a really good test of where you're at, won't it?
Yeah, that's it. Massive test for us. Like you say, they've done it. They've been there and done it all. So it's be good to see where we're at after a tough pre-season and go from there into the season.
Well, best of luck today, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Nice one. So Brad Arthur and Ash Handley giving their pre-game thoughts. Ash Handley, of course. Harry Newman, apologies, celebrating that testimonial year. Two very strong sides lining up this afternoon. So the Leeds Rhinos, the home side, as follows. They start with Jake Connor at fullback. It's a wing pairing of Mike Acevo and Ryan Hall. Ash Handley celebrating that testimonial in the centres with Harry Newman. And they have a half-back pairing in front of them of Ryan Hall and Brodie Croft. Matt Frawley in there as well in the 7 jersey. Mikolaj Aledzki and the Ackers and Keenan Palacia are the front row for the Rhinos. James Bentley, Morgan Gannon make up the second row with Cameron Smith locking in the pack. And of course, with it being a pre-season friendly, there is a lengthy interchange bench. So the Rhinos will be able to call on James McDonald, Sam Lusoni, Jack Smith, Cooper Jenkins, Jack Sinfield, Tom Nicholson-Watton, Riley Lamb, Joe Diskin, Toby Warren, George Brown, Harley Thomas and Tom Holride, all offering their services off the bench this afternoon. For the visitors, Wigan Warriors, champions of course. They line up looking pretty full strength as well. Jay Field will start at full-back. He's got Zach Eckersley and Liam Marshall on the wings. Adam Kieran and Jake Wardle in the centres, and it is a familiar half-back pairing of Bevan French and Harry Smith. Front row of Tyler Dupree and Luke Thompson, with Cruz leaving, returning to Headingley inside them. Junior and Semba and Liam Farrell. A real mixture of youth and experience in the second row for Wigan, with Cade Ellis in the 13 jersey locking in the pack. And again for the Warriors, plenty of options from the bench. Patrick Mago, Liam Byrne, Harvey Hill, Sam Walters, Tom Forber, joined by Jack Farrimond, Jacob Douglas, Harvey Makin, Taylor Kerr, Neil Hodgkinson, George Hurst, Josh Cartwright and Finley Yeomans. So there are your sides, both teams. Starting with the big guns, we expect for the first 40 at least. So it should be a real ding-dong in the opening exchanges. I can bring in now the man stood next to me, not playing for the Leeds Rhinos for the time being, but I can tell he's cocked and loaded, ready to go ahead of this new campaign. Lockie Miller, great to have you with us again. I know you'd rather be out on the field, but a fantastic opportunity for your teammates.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. Pleasure to be up here, but yeah, love to be out there. But yeah, really good challenge for us coming up against the best in the world at the moment. So looking forward to it.
Let's just talk about the man whose testimonial it is, Ash Handley. A real stalwart of this club, has come through the system, a local boy. It must be, players like that you really love having around you.
Yeah, from the moment I got in here last year, he's been a really good person to be around. He's a leader, and that's shown by the captaincy this year alongside Cam. He's just a player that everyone wants on their team, and yeah, the boys are ready to rip him for him today.
It couldn't be a better challenge, could it, in terms of pre-season friendlies? The reigning champions coming to town as the two teams get ready to take to the field, and the light show starts here at Headingley. Fantastic crowd as ever building up around us. May only be a pre-season friendly, but real sense of anticipation ahead of this one. First opportunity to certainly look at this Wigan Warriors side against Super League opposition in pre-season. We got a glimpse of Leeds on Boxing Day, of course. They played Wakefield here in that festive fixture. But we are so close to the start of the new campaign now. Two teams putting the finishing touches on their preparations for the 2025 Betfred Super League season. Promises to be 80 minutes of fantastic rugby league here on Super League Plus. The atmosphere continues to build around us as we wait for those two teams to come out of the tunnel. Really interesting battle, I think, in the two forward packs when you look at how strong they're starting. A lot of size in the middle. Tyler Dupree and Luke Thompson versus Keenan Palacia and Mikolaj Ledski. Strikes you as a real firefight in the middle. What's the preparation been like for this one, Lockie?
Preparing like it's round one, preparing like it's a grand final. Obviously, Brad's pretty keen on that this year. Every game is a big game, but everyone wants to play for such a good person anyway. So preparation's been rock solid.
The Wigan side, of course, that won everything there is to win last season. Imperious winning all 4 available trophies. But this will be a good indicator, I guess, for you guys. It's exactly where you're at just a few weeks out from the start of the year.
Yeah, obviously you want to take these pre-season matches with both hands and run with it, but it's just a good chance for us to see where we're at, as you said, against the best in the world. But obviously these guys haven't been back at training for so long, Wigan, so that'll be a good test. I think both teams would be looking forward to this one, and where else would you want to be on this cold, wet day?
Yeah, it's a two pairs of socks kind of afternoon here at Headingley. Warmer days ahead. Even middle of February seems exotic when we get underway for real. Fans out on the terraces as well, feeling the cold. I'm sure things will warm up when the action gets underway here. Wigan well backed over on that away terrace, as they always are. And here come the two sides. Wigan Warriors and Leeds Rhinos. Two famous enemies, of course. So much history between these two teams. So much success in recent times and historically. Only a pre-season game today, but you best believe these two teams will get stuck into each other from minute one. Plenty on the line individually for players. Shirts to keep hold of. Coaches to impress. Supporters to get on board. An opportunity perhaps to make a little bit of a statement early on in the year as we prepare for round one of the Betfred Super League in a few weeks' time, and of course before that the third round of the Betfred Challenge Cup, where these two teams will be in action. And here is the man that it is all about this afternoon here at AMT Headingley. Handley walking out of the stadium where he grew up watching this side, made his debut for Leeds, of course, and now walks out his testimonial game. It's a brilliant response from both sets of supporters and players, giving him a guard of honour. Fantastic career, still plenty of it to come as well. For Ash, the England international, of course. Represented England here at Headingley a few times now. I'm sure he'll have his sights set on more international honours on the horizon. Fantastic to see the response from the supporters around this stadium. It means so much to him as a local lad, of course. And that must be a real part of your culture, Lockie, at this club, making sure that players like that are at the centre of it and the fans are at the centre of it. Yeah,
exactly right. This one of the drawing cards when I did come to this club was the family aspect of it that they sold, and they do it really well, as you can see. A great reception for Ash, so I'm sure he'll enjoy that.
As we alluded to earlier, he joins Harry Newman in the centres. Outside of him, two real battle cruisers in Michael Sevo and Ryan Hall. Must be a backline that you can't wait to get involved in, Lockie.
Yeah, mate, I'm really looking forward to getting back. It's just one step at a time at the moment, but I'm really excited to watch this game. If I can't be out there, definitely want to be watching, so exciting.
Yeah, it's that part of pre-season, isn't it, where things just go up a notch. We feel how close we are to getting things underway for real, and this an absolute cracker as pre-season friendlies go. Wigan Warriors against Leeds Rhinos. You can play this game in someone's back garden and it would still mean everything to the people involved. So there's going to be Wigan in their traditional cherry and white hoops to get us underway. Harry Smith puts boot to ball. Matt Frawley just glides underneath it. So it'll be Leeds with first taste of the football, pinned into that left-hand corner from the kickoff. Palacia plays it, and Wigan's defence up quick onto Bentley, who makes a few decent post-contact meters there. Ackers at dummy half, brings it out to the right-hand side to Aletsky. He runs into Cade Ellis. Real size and muscle in both forward packs, and Leeds now brings it out to the left-hand side. Farrell signed a new contract this year, of course. This week, the Wigan legend who gets his first involvement in the game. And here's Leeds club captain Cameron Smith coming up towards halfway. So not a bad exit set from Leeds Airlockers. They'll kick from just inside their own half.
No, exactly right. We'll pin down in our own end and a good kick-off. But good set, good start to the game, actually.
It's a bit of a bouncing bomb from Eckersley to deal with. Off the boot of Frawley, just bounces over the young winger's head and goes into touch. So pretty good intercept from a Leeds perspective.
Yeah, mate, that's where you want to end up. Keep the ball in play if you can, but obviously that's a great first set from Leeds. 40-20.
40-20 as well. So a real opportunity early on from a Leeds perspective. I thought he just stepped over that 40 marker live, but it is Leeds ball 10 metres out, so an early opportunity to put points on the board for the home side. Ackers with options left and right. He juggles a little bit and then comes out to the right to Frawley, who doesn't have a huge amount of space to work with, so he'll just take the contact and just moves the point of attack from one stick to the other. And now Smith with a carry, still going up towards that try line, eventually hauled down. Plenty of depth on both edges here, the way that Leeds have shaped up, and they'll come out to the left-hand side. And here's Handley just for a second. Could have been off to a dream start to his testimonial, but just wrapped up. 6 again, says the referee, so plenty more tackles for Leeds to try and get something done early on. Ackers again sets up in line with the right-hand goalpost, and again it's just a little bit stuttery from the play of the ball. It comes out to Croft this time, who doesn't have much time or space at all to do anything with it, so he'll take the tackle about 12 metres out. Out to Frawley, he just drops it back on the inside to Aledzki, fires in, gets his legs driving, brings them to within 7 metres of the Wigan line. Now Ackers brings us out to Croft, who just bumps off one tackle, but is then stopped by Jay Field. And Aledzki's just trying to crash through the front door, but Wigan's defence stands firm. This is the last, so an opportunity to see what they can do as a fifth tackle attacking option early. They'll keep the ball in hand for now. It's Bentley who just stabs a little grubber through, and it is going to be Handley. And what a start to his testimonial. The perfect beginning to the script. What a deft little kick from James Bentley. And Handley goes over for the opening try of his testimonial game. Oh, what a start. Yeah, some goal. Just getting the tackle count up there. Obviously, Wigan were fresh. Hard to crack a line against anyone this early in the game, especially against Wigan. But yeah, that two-pass option to Jake Connor and nice little kick in behind.
Yeah, so plenty of advantage and give it a try.
Yeah, apologies, called it Bentley live, but it was Jake Connor who come into the line and put a deft little kick through.
I think Bentley will take that from you, mate.
Yeah, he paid me to say that. But that's Handley, he always seems to be on the spot to take advantage of it.
Cheers. Cheers for that, Cox. Good there, mate.
And Leeds into an early lead here at AMT.
Yeah, so round the goal line as well.
So it'll be Jake Connor to take the conversion attempt. Really impressed in that first pre-season game against Wakefield for the hour that he was involved, and straight away involved again. An opportunity to add the 2 points to that early score. Just takes a breath and after he steps, strikes it well, straight through the middle. And a perfect start from the Leeds Rhinos perspective. The early 40-20 from Frawley. And then Jake Connor with that lovely little drummer kick through. For Ash Handley to score the opening try in his testimonial. Doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, Norwich just did.
So Harry Smith again will get us back underway. And again it goes deep. A little bit shorter this time actually, where Frawley takes it and forced back by 3 Wigan defenders in the tackle. starting this set from a pretty similar position to the way they did before. And that is better that time. Sivo now getting involved. Saw him in full flight on Boxing Day. I'm sure we'll see plenty more of him this afternoon as well as Palacia comes into the line for Leeds.
Move! Straight up! Hold!
Good progress already early on in this set. Acker's out to Smith. Smith to Croft in backfield. And
5. Move now, hurry!
Leeds kicking from a similar position. This one, they'll bring it back on the inside. And Connor just puts boot to ball. Field and Eckersley to negotiate between them. Eckersley does let it bounce again, but this time brings it in safely. But it's a good kick chase, and Leeds will be very happy with where we're going to start in this set from.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly where you want to turn the ball on. Bit unorthodox the kicking tactic there, but it's worked out there.
Step here, Brody. Hold. Goal 2, good.
So Bevan Friendship acting half. It's a
third. Move! Off with square boys!
Kieran, he'll play the ball
Hold, 12
metres away
Goal 3. Adam,
from the Wigan try line.
I'll throw it to your left. 4.
Line speed solid from Leeds again, restricting the meters.
Goal 4, good. 5.
And this is the last, so
Goal 5.
Wigan able to get out from under the shadow of their own sticks, but not much more. The kick goes in. Connor will drift underneath it and bring it back up towards the 40. So another decent platform for the Rhinos. Bernard will be pleased with what he's seen from his side so far, as Sivo looks to put another barnstorming run into the Wigan line, but Farrell, Ellis, Dupree all level to it. The Leeds come to the short side, where Frawley looks to step inside, but again, Wigan's defence level to it. Ackers now to Smith. Smith just pokes his nose through the line and will play the ball on the 40. And it's a quick play as well, so Ackers can get on the front foot.
5.
So it will be
Hold, kid.
an attacking kicking position on the last. Croft puts a high one up in the air for Marshall to deal with. Hall underneath it, but Marshall deals with it really calmly. But Wigan again having to start a set deep inside their own real estate.
2. Move now! Up front, hold!
See what they can do as they look to march themselves upfield. Marshall with the carry makes some decent meters there and finds his front.
Goal third, 1 marker.
Leeming. They come out to Ellis, who's met well by 3 Leeds defenders. And now Liam Farrell looking to bring it up towards the 40. This is the last, so again, the kick will come from Harry Smith deep inside his own half and to turn Ryan Hall around, and that takes an awkward bounce, and Hall has to stop that one from going out for a 40-20, and he does. All of his experience there, Ryan Hall, to stop that ball going out.
Yes, it was a good stop there, to be honest, but got to get out of our own end here.
So Leeds starting this set 25 metres away from their own line. This is Connor into the back line and just takes on Liam Farrell, pokes his nose through, but eventually brought down. A little bit of a messy ruck, slows the play the ball down, and Sivo comes charging in again. You just feel the crowd lift, can't you, every time he gets on the ball, but he's made an error in the tackle there, so first real time that Leeds have blinked in this game and given Wigan a platform.
Yeah, exactly, but that's what we're going to good at. Obviously, they conceded an early try, but they haven't panicked. The defence has been rock solid the whole time, and now they've got a chance to counter.
So just under 10 minutes gone in this testimonial game for Ash Handley, and who else but Cleveland International to open the score in just a couple of minutes in, which has given Leeds that 6-0 lead. But Wigan with their first real crack at Leeds from inside their own half, so French brings it up over the 40. Leeming at dummy half, brings it out to the left-hand side to Tyler Dupree, who met well by Keenan Palacia for Leeds. Leeming looking for a quick play the ball, he doesn't get it. We'll eventually get things moving again from the 30-metre line, and this is Luke Thompson looking to try and make some inroads and find his front. Ellis brings us out the back. Here's Farrell up over the 20. Wigan making some decent progress in this set. Couple of tackles still in their pocket. Leeming now brings us to the short side where French will just chop back inside and look for another option. Nothing really on, so he's brought down 12 metres away, and this is the last tackle. Leeming out to Ellis. Here's Harry Smith. They'll look to run the ball on the last. Marshall just trying to get the other side of Hall. Can't quite manage it. The kick goes in, but Ryan Hall there to mop up. And Leeds survive. And again, Brad Arthur probably quite happy with what he's seen there in a first defensive set on their own line.
Yeah, obviously you definitely don't want to concede points first time that they've got an attacking opportunity, so he'd be happy with that, but we've got to work hard to get out of our own end again now.
Yeah, already a good kind of cut and thrust developing to this game, a bit of an arm wrestle going on. Sevo carrying from deep again. Broke through the tackle, but he's brought down. Gets a reasonably quick play the ball though, and Ackers is able to get on his bike and get another 10 yards out of dummy half. Aletsky plays it on the last. Croft gets a kick away. Bit of a messy one, but Jay Field will pick it up for Wigan. He's met by a blanket of Leeds defenders. And turned round as well, so a slower play the ball than he'd have liked. Marshall brings us back up over the 30.
2, move! Hold now, hold! Goal 2.
And now Eckersley off his wing, looking to get Wigan on the front foot.
Hold, goal 3rd.
So Leeming brings us out to the right hand side to Farrell. Farrell is stopped just short of the halfway line.
Goal 4.
Wigan come left again. Ellis brings us out the back to Smith, and Sember gets his hands on the ball for the first time this afternoon, but dealt with pretty well by 3 Leeds defenders. And this is the last, so Wigan kicking from just inside Leeds territory. It's a high one that goes up. Marshall just lets it bounce, and Jack Connor mops up and drops it off to Sevo.
Move on the mark! Play the ball on the mark! Hold! Goal 1, that's better, good.
And now Handley brings it up into the line for Leeds. And already, Lockie, we can see a kind of pattern of play developing. Both teams kicking into corners and, you know, doing the bread and butter stuff, trying to make the other team work out of their own half.
Yeah, exactly, which is, you know, early start of this season is what win your games. So it's been some good footy so far. It's tight, and I think both teams are pretty happy with their starts.
Nearly another 40-20 as Connor put boot to ball there. Marshall does well to just stop that from going into touch.
Hold! Goal 1, good. Yes, mate, yeah. Down 10 players.
Both sets of half-back seems to have the kicking boots on.
Find me. Hold out.
Connor as well at full-back.
Hold. Goal 2.
So Leeming brings us out to the right-hand side.
3rd. Move big, straight out.
Eckersley again getting involved from his wing.
Goal 3rd.
He'll play the ball, and Kay Lennox will take the next carry into
Still moving.
welcoming party of
4.
3 Leeds defenders. Cameron Smith, Ackers in there as well.
Goal 4.
Now Thompson bringing Wigan up over halfway and over the 40, and he's looking to get that arm loose for an offload. Couldn't quite do it. This is the last. So Wigan kicking from similar position as to where they did before, just over on the other edge. It's a tall kick for Connor to deal with, but he does well underneath it, and he'll bring it back up to the 10-metre line where he's met by Leeming and Farrell for Wigan.
Trapped in. Goal 1. Dead 10 players. Smith Ackers.
And then Sevo, the next cab off the rank.
On the mark! Hold! Goal 2. 3.
Obviously, since we were last here on Boxing Day for that game against Wakefield, you've had plenty more time as a group to work on things. Have there been any kind of messages coming into this as to what Brad wants to see as a development week on week?
No, I think it's just this week's just really important to get around our mate and play for him. Obviously Ash, he's done so much for this club and us individually, so I think the message is the same. It's just we really want to play well for him and do what we can to get the win for him.
Well, we can put in the kickers under pressure again. Croft and Jay Connor doing a pretty good job, and then a horrible kick for Jay Field to deal with, which he doesn't, and an error from the Wigan fullback gives Leeds Another fantastic starting point in this set. Originally, the pressure on the kicker was really good from a Wigan perspective, but it's not easy conditions for the fullbacks, is it?
No, it's windy, it's wet, and that was a horrible kick from Jake there, spiralling. But that was a good passage of play that whole time there. Ball was in play a long time, no errors, and Wigan's unfortunately made an error and given Leeds a good attacking opportunity.
So Leeds will start this set 20 metres away from the Wigan try line, taking the scrum dead centre.
Just on the mark, yeah.
Shot clock's gone down.
They've got 4 players on the right hand side, which is the way that they come, and Croft will bring it up to the line and just drop it off to Connor, who makes a gain of 4 or 5 metres from the scrum. And now they'll come from one edge in towards the centre. Aletsky met well by Thompson and Dupree. And now Croft brings us out to the left hand side to Frawley. Bentley cuts back in. Just slowed down a little bit in the ruck. 8 metres away from the line. Palacia gets his legs pumping and nearly went all the way through, but stopped just a couple of metres short. And now Smith will look to go over, and Cameron Smith crashes over from a couple of metres out. There's a little bit of deception there. They had me fooled and thought they were going out to the right edge. But Cameron Smith, the loose forward, just takes the short ball, and Leeds are in for their second.
Yeah, fooled me as well. I thought that ball for all money was going to Brodie Croft, but yeah, just a good set again from Leeds. Moving the ball across, making Wigan make some decisions under fatigue, and this here set it up. Keenan's run, strong, hard, fought to get a quick play of the ball, which caught Wigan by surprise.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, it was the shape, wasn't it, that was stacked out to the right hand side. That just, for all your money, you'd have thought that was where it was going, but Cameron Smith just running a really direct line. And a perfect start from a Leeds Rhinos perspective. 18 minutes played, and Jay Connor has an opportunity to add 2 more points.
That's 1 minute, Leo.
Some quality footy being played for the first 20 minutes, especially for, a couple teams' first hit out. I know Wigan had a game the other week, but I don't think many of these guys played, so it's a really good footy getting played.
Cheers, tap it.
So Connor with the opportunity to improve 4 into 6. You'd expect him to get this from bang in front of the sticks. And he steps up, just brushes 2 more points over. So Leeds go into a 12-0 lead here at AMT Headingley at Handley's Testimonial game. And of course it is only a pre-season game. It'll be interesting to see what Wigan's response to this is like. It's a couple of errors really that have given Leeds the platform on both times that they've scored, so I'm sure Matty Pete and his staff will want to cut that out.
Just a couple kicked refusal errors have let them down, but other than that I think they've been rock solid. The defence is solid. When they've had the ball they've looked dangerous, so I'm sure they'll want to bounce back from this.
It is a little bit of a strange dynamic, these pre-season games, because ordinarily in season you want to do everything you can to keep yourself away from your own goal line and put yourself in situations, but I guess in these games this is almost the opportunity to work on when you do get in those positions.
Yeah, I suppose if you're going to work on anything, it's going to be today. So the boys will be working hard, both sides of the ball, in those positions, making sure that where we're best at and how we get out of it.
Cameron Smith, the try scorer, plays the ball just inside the Wigan half on the last tackle. Frawley will put another tall one up in the air. It's Field again who comes underneath it, this time safe as houses. Runs into Handley and Bentley. Now Eckersley looking to try and get a team upfield, but doesn't get too many metres for his troubles on that occasion. Leamy brings us out to the left hand side to Marshall. Marshall does manage to
always beats the first player,
and he gets a penalty for his efforts as well. He's just one of those wingers, isn't he, that always manages to make an extra 3 or 4 metres in contact or beat that first man, do something when he gets the ball in hand.
Pinball, beats the first player. I think leading try scorer last year as well. He's a class player.
So Wigan will start this set from the halfway line. As we see our first roll of the interchange bench. Harvey Hill plays the ball and French brings us out the back to Dupree, who brings it up over the 40-metre line.
Wigan Warriors coming off.
French to the line. Just confirmation of that interchange. Harvey Hill on in place of Luke Thompson. We will do our best to keep you up to date with the comings and goings as another penalty comes in for Wigan. So a high shot on that occasion gives them an opportunity to count themselves in Leeds territory. So that'll be frustrating, I guess, from a Leeds perspective, because in the first 20 minutes they've been pretty tight in terms of discipline, and then 2 back-to-back penalties.
Yeah, I think that'll be a bit frustrating, but if we defend it, obviously all is good. But yeah, Bentos just a lazy arm there. James McDonald's on back in the back row. Shout out, Chambers.
Another change for Wigan as well, with Liam Byrne replacing Tyler Dupree. Now Smith brings us out to the line. Jay Field was out the back, but really good defensive read from the Rhinos. So Wigan now look to come to the other edge, where again Ash Handley flies out and meets Liam Farrell, and defensively solid so far. The Rhinos, as now a little bit of space could open up, and it's a ball over the top from field to Marshall. Marshall just runs out of space over on the left-hand side, stopped 10 metres away. So this is the last and perhaps the first opportunity we'll have to see a attacking kick come in, which does come in from Smith, but unable to really make anything of it. And in the end, Leeds just about shepherd that out. At the moment where it looks like December just managed to get through to it, but it is seen out of play safely from the Leeds perspective, and Sivo will get his team up and running in this set from the 20-metre mark up towards the 30. And now Hall, both wingers doing what they've done throughout their careers and coming in off their edges, finding work. Is Handley into the line, met well. And Ackers will just bring us back central to Nikolai Letsky, who's stopped pretty much on the halfway line. Still a couple of tackles in hand. As Ackers brings us to the right-hand side to Palacia. We saw some real good things from him, Keenan Palacia, on that Boxing Day game, and already he's making an impact this afternoon.
He's a really good player, Keenan, and got a quick play the ball again there for Ackers, who's darting. He's looking dangerous, Ackers, but yeah, Keenan, really good signing for us.
Yeah, Ackers nearly through the line, not quite able to burst through. The kick will go up from Frawley. Field under pressure, met by Sivo. And perhaps just a little bit too much enthusiasm from Michael Sivo on that occasion. Gives away a penalty, and Wigan will be able to clear their lines pretty much from their own try line. Smart
from Dryfield. He dropped straight away, which just gets caught a little high. No malice.
Smith gives his side an extra 25 metres or so from the kick. That's the tap, but just going to go back a couple of metres. Liam Moore saying that not quite ready to go. And now we are. So Ellis into the line on the 40-metre mark. Patrick Mago with the carry, but he'll get a penalty for a strip.
I think Leeds really need to focus on this next set. No penalties. I think there's about 4 on the trot for them. So
yeah, it just feels like they need to settle down a little bit, doesn't it? After a few back-to-back
it's one thing, you know, don't want to give Wigan is a bit of a tail up, so control them here and get the ball back.
It's just confirmation of another interchange. Patrick may go on for Cade Ellis for the Warriors. Leaning out to the left-hand side to Smith, who drops it off to Mago. As ever, difficult to stop and bring down. Leeds do eventually manage it.
Clear. Third.
And then Liam Bird looking to get his team through the line. Not the quickest play of the ball, so French will look to do the job himself. Gets through a couple of tacklers as well, so up towards the 10-metre mark. Wigan still with tackles in hand. Leaning out to the left-hand side to Mago, who just rides a couple of tackles before eventually being brought down. Relatively central on the last, so options left and right. They come to the right where French will look to stab a kick through. Takes a couple of deflections. Sevo put a foot to that, so the tackle count will be wiped. Wigan with another opportunity to put this Leeds defence under a little bit of pressure. Mago dead centre, gets the legs pumping up towards the 10-metre mark, still going. Eventually call held. Wigan come out to the left-hand side and Semba comes back in. These defence have to be wary of him, of course. Beckford Super League Young Player of the Year in 2024, made his England debut here against Samoa, and now French and a little bit of space for Wigan to work with, but Farrell can't take the ball with him. And just when it looked like they'd unpicked the lock, Wigan unable to capitalise and Leeds survive, and then Bentley into a few defenders. The south stand getting into it underneath us. The shouts of offside there.
Who would want to be a referee?
It's a fabulous job, isn't it? You guys must love it, having this south stand behind you. Liam Moore, I'd imagine less so.
Yeah, everywhere you go, you know, like every club, they have that a south stand as such, so it's good to play against as well. It's scary, but it's good.
So Leeds making some progress up the middle as the locals really are getting into it, and that's a nice little bit of play from Brodie Croft to get away from a couple of tacklers and then get his side up towards halfway. This is the last, so the kick will come from Frawley, who looks to pick out field again, who a little bit wobbly underneath that, but makes no mistake on this occasion, and Marshall there to follow up with the carry.
Move cam! Release cam! Hold now, hold!
We've mentioned it a couple of times, it is very, very cold here at Headingley, especially up on this gantry, but I imagine as a fullback you've got some sympathy for those guys out there.
Yeah, no, I feel for them. It's cold. They wouldn't be feeling it, obviously, these guys. Maybe Jake and Jai Field at the back there, but no, it's freezing. The wind's ripping through. It's wet, but you couldn't tell with the footy so far. It's looked really good.
Big shot going in on Kieran. And again, the home fans responding already. Mark Cativo making himself a popular figure here around Headingley. Loads of anticipation when that signing was announced, and you get the feeling that he could become one of those cult figures here at the Rhinos. So Connor sweeps up the kick and he's met by 3 Wigan defenders. Cooper Jenkins onto the field for Leeds.
Excited to see Coop. Obviously, when he played on Boxing Day, he was carrying a pretty big cork where you can see strapped there, but I'm just giving him the curve.
Yeah, well, there is the error, and it's swept up by Semba, and Wigan straight away looking to attack. Leeds do a pretty good job of averting a disaster off that play, and Jenkins flying in looking to try and force an error, and atone for that. So Mago brings us out to Burn. Tom Forbert onto the field for Wigan in place of Leeming at hooker. Here's French. French out to Smith. Smith looking to create some space on that left-hand side. A dummy pump from field and then out to Marshall, but again he just runs into A couple of Leeds defenders doing a pretty good job of restricting the space on both edges.
4.
Hardy Hill brings us up towards the 10-metre line, and Forbert maybe half a thought about going himself there, but does bring it out to French, and that goes to the ground via the hand of Harry Newman.
In the middle, boys.
So Wigan will get another set.
Let's
In
get
good ball.
Probably try saver there. It looked like it was a skip pass, maybe past Field's face. Yep. Gone to the centre. If I think if that gets through there, they might be able to score in the corner.
Yeah, it would have given him a 2-on-1, wouldn't it? Which you would think kind of chance Liam Marshall is not going to miss out on.
No, they're lethal on that left edge with Wardle and Marshall. Obviously, he scored the most tries in the comp last year, but yeah, if that ball got to hand, I think it was could have been a try.
Okay, mate.
So the strong dead centre, Forber at the base of it, will bring us out to the left-hand side where he keeps the ball in hand and he settles on the 10-metre line. He'll come to the right but keeps it pretty central between those two tram lines as Mago carries up towards 5 metres away, and now they will look to unpick Leeds on that left-hand side. Jay Field going one way and then the other, still going, eventually stopped. He just gets up a little gingerly to play that ball. This is Smith. Now they come out to the right-hand side, and French just about engineers a kick and an opportunity.
Oh
Wow, a bit of hot potato in the in goal, but Wigan do have a try. Some unbelievable handling from the Warriors on this right-hand side as they get their opening try of the game. Just a little bit of concern as well from a Leeds perspective. It looks like it's Marcus Sevo has gone down in back play. Doctor's on to see him. They hope that this is just a kind of precautionary check for the Leeds winger, but how about this from a Wigan perspective? The line speed's good from Leeds, which is what forces the slightly ad hoc kick from French. Bounces for Kieran, who just does enough to knock it back in. Farrell on the spot to bring it in, and then a quick pop pass almost to Eckersley, who the beneficiary of just being in the right place at the right time.
I can do, yeah.
It's one of those tries, not just for Wigan supporter, but it was a pretty nice try for anyone to watch.
1 minute,
Well, maybe one that Wigan could score, but no, it was a good try. Just that freakish ability from Bevan French to just wriggle out anything. Obviously, if Marcus Sevo's running at anyone, I'd be pretty scared, but his first instinct was there's space and I can get boot to ball, we can score here. So just unbelievable talent.
Down, Liam.
Time off.
Yeah, brilliant from Bevan French, something that we've said so many times during his tenure in the Betfred Super League. Such a big part of this champion Wigan side. Just out of picture, Marcus Evo is being helped off by the Wigan medics. Kieran's just hooked that one out to the left-hand side. Like my golf drive, that one just catches in the wind and goes out to the left. So Leeds on the board, and yeah, you mentioned that kind of instinctive brilliance from Bevan French. There's the kick, just manages to get it away. Back inside for Kieran. But that as well, perfect example as to why you chase those kicks in numbers.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was 3v3 back there. But yeah, just some great footy there from Kieran. To let it back in, and then obviously just quick hands from.
Just a delay to the restart here because there is some real concern for Marcus Evo.
Samuel Sonne's on.
Still being helped off the field by the Leeds medical team. Yep, as you say, Samuel Sonne on for the Rhinos.
Okay, so go if he's at the back.
You know what we see from him when he gets ball in hand.
He told me to make sure I give him a shout out. He reckons he's in for a big one. I think it's just a really important, this next little passage for both teams here, obviously. Get back into that set for set footy and see who breaks first. There's just under 6 minutes left, so.
Well, these will be concerning pictures for Brad Arthur and the Leeds fans. Marcus Evo being helped off in a pre-season game, and the stretcher is out now on that right-hand side. But as you say, Lockie, in the context of this contest, really interesting little spell just before half-time. It's absolutely flown by the first 35 minutes of this game, and Leeds have been, you feel, pretty happy with most of their work, but Wigan have just given themselves a foothold with that try a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, obviously Leeds have defended a lot, so has Wigan, so they'll be happy with that, but obviously I think it was a passage of about 4 or 5 penalties in a row which got Wigan up the field and gave them the chance, which you just can't do.
It's Riley Lumb who has come on in place of Sivo. And now Smith puts the boot to ball, and it's Lumb and Connor underneath. He does really well, actually. There's a little bit of miscommunication there maybe between the full-back and the winger, but really good take from Lumb.
It looks like that win is right behind Leeds in this first half, because the ball looks like it's holding up a fair bit.
Well, just looking at the rain in the floodlights opposite us, and it's almost horizontal from right to left, so there's a real breeze kicking around Headingley.
Oh, fair enough. No, I don't see it like that. What do you want it? Nice. Shot clock on. Riley back.
And another opportunity then for Wigan from this scrum, from the error, to try and engineer something before half-time.
Heads in tight, please, boys. Let's lock in. Heads down.
Options left and right. They've stacked the back line 3-on-3 on both sides of the ball, so no real giveaway, but they come to the left-hand side where Marshall shoots to the left of a tackle and is eventually brought down 35 metres away from the try line. So Wigan on the front foot with Harvey Hill, brings them up to the 30. Such a weapon, of course, for Wigan, being able to roll the forwards the way they are. So much strength and depth, and Kieran takes a flat pass, which a few people in the south stand below us didn't think was quite so flat. And he'll play the ball 25 metres away, where Forber will then bring us out to the left-hand side to Mago. Mago met by 4 Leeds defenders who do a good job of pushing him back. And now Wigan again favour this right-hand side for the kick, and it takes a few bounces before being jumped on, and on this occasion Leeds survive, but you can see that Wigan have spoken about where they want to end their sets and how they're going to target these attacking plays.
Yep. Well, they're best in the world at the moment. They turn the ball over in the right spots, and they've got the people to do it. But yeah, a bit of a lucky bounce there, falls Leeds' way, and got to get to the end of the set here.
Well, a penalty for Leeds, just too much going on in that ruck. An opportunity for the Rhinos to clear the lines. This will bring us up towards halfway. Handley with the tap to Frawley. Centre in the tackle. Liam Byrne in there as well. Acker's now out to Croft, who just stops, checks his run, comes back the other way, decides to keep the ball in hand where he'll settle on the halfway line. I feel that game plan from both teams here will just be to get through the next couple of sets as Wasone fires up for the first time this afternoon. Plenty of intent in that carry, and that pass just slightly behind Croft, and the referee's going to judge that handling error went forward. So Wigan perhaps with one more opportunity before the break to try and cut the deficit.
Perhaps just the intensity of that first 20 minutes maybe come to show. A couple of errors here from both teams.
It's an interesting thing, you know, for those of us who aren't professional rugby league players. You guys are, you know, fit all year round in terms of your fitness levels, but there's a difference, isn't there, between fitness and sharpness?
Yeah, and also just there's an entirely different difference between match fitness and just being fit as well, pre-season fit. Obviously both sides would be quite fit right now, but just not having that game time under your belts, it's just different when you get out there.
It's Jack Farrimond on in place of Bevan French for Wigan. Liam Byrne riding a huge shot.
Lead him. Let him get sorted.
We're just going to take a break here. I think it's
Cooper Jenkins.
Cooper Jenkins, isn't it? He flew in on Byrne and unstoppable force meets an unmovable object.
Great intent, but I think he's just got his head in the wrong spot there. Good line speed, met him, but I think he's just got him pretty front on.
We'll just take a look at the replay. Yeah, just catches himself in slightly the wrong position, doesn't he, Jenkins? And looks like he's going to take a sit down just before half time.
1 minute, Liam.
Clock on your screen, just the guide, but I don't think we'll be too far off. Heading back into the sheds.
Good to go, tackle 4, Sweat. All good, mate. Good to go, pal. Tackle 4.
So Byrne plays the ball and gets us back under the way. Forber out to Mago, and then Harvey Hill cuts back inside for Wigan. Still going. Up towards the 30. This is the last, so
For Field back through the centre.
Leave it, boys, leave it.
one more opportunity perhaps for Wigan. Smith puts a tall kick up into the air. Connor does really well underneath it. So stand again, feeling that perhaps not too much attention being given to Jake Connor there by Junior and Sember. Just competes for everything, doesn't he, Jake Connor? It doesn't matter if it's a pre-season friendly, a game of cards or a grand final. You know he's going to be right on the edge.
Yeah, he's as you said, he's a competitor, and I, to be honest, that probably started a bit early. I reckon Jake might have said something to him or something, but under their skin.
Moving with the carry up towards the 30-metre mark.
So that's who I would pick on though, Junior and Sember. He's pretty big.
Yeah, he is a real unit. And there is the hooter, so well, a very entertaining first 40 minutes here at AMT Headingley. Certainly not a pre-season intensity to it. Leeds off to an absolute flyer, but in the last 10-15 minutes or so of this first 40, Wigan just chipping away and getting points on the board. Gives us a 12 points to 4 scoreline at the break in favour of the home side, and there'll be plenty to be happy about from a Leeds perspective.
Yeah, I think Leeds and Brad will be very happy with that first half. Obviously the start, the intent was really good, our defence was really good, and we put points on the board when it mattered, but I think that little passage that we mentioned that let Wigan back into the game, the 4 or 5 penalties and a couple of play the ball errors, Brad won't be happy with that, and sure the players won't be happy with that either. So some good footy there, plenty to fix, work on, and yeah, both sides look good, to be honest. Wigan, I thought they looked so good.
Yeah, they're well drilled, aren't they? Wigan, let's just take a reminder then of how that first half unfolded, and here's that first try just a few minutes in, beautifully weighted kick from Jake Connor, and Ash Handley on his testimonial night on the spot to sweep up and score the first points of the game.
Just like the kick from Jake, obviously it's not easy on the right footer on the wrong side of the field, and he's had to thread that through a gap. It's a really nice try assist.
So leads off to the perfect start. Ash Handley, the man of the hour, club captain of course this year alongside Cameron Smith, and it was his co-captain who got the next points of the afternoon, just crashing over from short range. The whole stadium was full, thinking that Leeds were going to go to that right hand edge. There's the set-up carry from Palacio, and that's really the one that just causes a little bit of disruption around the ruck, doesn't it, and maybe just opens up some numbers.
Yeah, a bit of obviously the quick play the ball from Keenan, but the deception, the ball looked like it was going out the back, as you said, but then also when you watch Cam Smith there, just the feet that he had.
And then this is the response from Wigan. Sevo flying out, put the French under some pressure. French knowing where the space would be, and then all improvisation from there on in from Kieran Farrell, and then eventually Eckersley on hand to touchdown for Wigan's first score of the afternoon.
Just the presence of mind from French to know if Sevo's come in on him like that, there's going to be space out in the wing. It's just, I don't think there's many players in the world that are going to do that. I know And I'd be pretty scared if Sivo's coming at me, like I said. But yeah, just a freakish talent.
Yeah, then Micah Siva going off injured shortly after that, so we hope that that is not as bad as it looks, because he is a player I know a lot of Leeds fans are excited to see in action this season. But that is the tale of the tape after 40 minutes here at AMT Headingley Stadium in Ash Handley's testimonial game. Leeds Rhinos 12 points to 4. Tries from Jake Connor, Ash Handley, sorry, and Cameron Smith. Jake Connor the assist for the first one, and as we've just seen, Zach Eckersley on the spot to get Wigan back in the game. Stay with us, we'll be back very shortly with the second half here from AMT Headingley Stadium.
That's 1563. If you're a winner, contact the ticket office after the game to claim your prize. Matchday draw, so get your tickets ready, it's your chance to win some huge prizes. If you're a winner, contact the ticket office after the game to claim your prize. The winning ticket for the frame Ash Handley 200k plain shirt is ticket 10424. That's 10424. And the next 3 runner-up numbers to receive an Ash Handley Testimonial rugby ball are ticket numbers 10401, 10442 and 10413. So again, those numbers are for the frame Ash Handley 200k 10424, and for the Ash Handley Testimonial rugby balls, it's 10401,
So welcome back to AMT Headingley Stadium for the second half of this pre-season game. Handley's testimonial, of course, between the Leeds Rhinos and the Wigan Warriors. The Rhinos taking a 12-4 lead into the break. Brilliant to have you with us wherever you're joining from. We've got viewers in the UK, of course, Australia, USA, people tuning in from Spain, Thailand, Germany, wherever you are watching in the world. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're warmer than we are up on this gantry. The weather has really set in here at AMT Headingley Stadium. It's going to play a factor, I'm sure, in this second half. You see the rain coming down in the floodlights here in Leeds. Alongside me, Lockie Miller. Lockie, you'll have been pleased with elements of that from a Leeds perspective in the first half, as we touched on.
Yeah, no, it was a good first half, both sides. But yeah, Leeds couple tries, some good defensive sets, and showed they can work out their own end. So good half of footy from both sides.
So Jake Connor gets us back underway. We'll do our best to keep you up to date with any changes that may have happened at the break or in the opening stages of this second half. Wigan, first taste of the football in the second period, starting from pretty much their own try line, a real deep kick-off against the wind as well. So some boot there that Jake Connor put to that.
Goal 2, no, he's dominated, no. Oh, okay, good. I've got it, mate.
Wigan looking to make inroads up the left-hand side.
Straight up deck! Right space! Goal 3.
Over at dummy half, brings us to Patrick Mago, who just steps past one tackle and then absorbs a couple before playing the ball on the 20-metre mark. Kick comes in, splits the back three. Leeds now trying to just settle things down a little bit. Perhaps in the last 10-15 minutes of that first half, the discipline just slipped a little bit, which is what let Wigan back into the game.
Yeah, exactly. But you can sort of see the intent straight away from the kickoff. Had them kicking from inside their 30. So good first start, but obviously a good kick there from Wigan as well. Got them, found the ground, got them back up the field.
So Leeds with the ball pretty much on the halfway mark. Here's a Ledsky with the carry.
Goal 4.
Come out again to this left-hand side. This is the last, so opportunity to try and put an attacking kick in.
5. Good. Still 5.
As it goes, and this could come back for Leeds. It's bouncing around all over the shop, and the referee saying that the last touch was from a Leeds hand, or first touch, more importantly, was from a Leeds hand. So Wigan will take the play the ball on their own 10-metre line.
1. Movement! Ball stand, hold. Go 1. Two.
Interesting to see what these early exchanges of this second half are like, as both teams just look to feel each other out a little bit.
3.
Feels like the conditions might just put play to any expansiveness that either team were planning.
Yeah, I think possession, this, especially early on while this rain's coming down like this, possession will be crucial.
So we're going to kick from inside their own 40. They've got the wind with them as well. We've already seen one 40-20 attempt, and not quite the angle on that one. Handley fields it and brings us out to the right-hand side is Ryan Hall. Carries up to the 30-metre mark. Brody Croft in at acting half. Just gives a short ball to Newman, who can't make too much progress. Croft again at hooker, bringing us out to the left-hand side.
Third. Move! No, they push each other, mate. Hold. Go third.
And come to the right again. Ledsky just
4.
Cutting back in, going up the middle.
Hold. Go.
Not a huge amount of metres on offer, so Leeds come to the right-hand side and really nicely run line. Back on the inside again, and the Wigan defence just does enough. It was James McDonald. He ran a beautiful line back on the inside to open up the Wigan defence, but the scramble, dig, pretty good from Wigan on that occasion. There you see McDonald's just shaking a tackler off. It's Connor on his left-hand side, can't quite bring the ball in cleanly. Jack Faramond coming across just does enough, but the first time perhaps we've seen Leeds open Wigan up from deep.
Yeah, obviously Wigan looks like we've had a fair few changes at half-time, but yeah, some good play. We obviously got a quick ruck there. I think it was off Mikolecki, who looks really good this first 60 minutes of play, but then Croft obviously showed his class, looked long and played short to Macca, James McDonald, sorry, and I thought James McDonald was one of our best players last year, and he just looks even bigger and better this year, so looking forward to seeing how he goes this year.
So we can get us back underway from 10 metres off their own line.
Hold on. 2, move!
Leeds looking to just try and pin the Warriors into their own territory, but it's Patrick Mago, so useful in these yardage situations because of the damage he can do, but he's lost the ball there, and Leeds will look to try and play on the counter straight away, but then that pass goes behind Handley, safely though from a Leeds perspective, so they will have the opportunity from 30 metres out to try and put some pressure on this Wigan line and open the scoring in the second half like they did the first. Sinfield brings it up to the right hand side to Oledsky. Checks Sinfield onto the field, looks like he's playing in that dummy half position for the time being. Bentley now brings a long ball out to the left hand side. 3-4 Wigan defenders in there to just slow that tackle down. So Lum plays the ball right over on that left edge. Frawley, here's Lasoni, comes up to the line and then finds the pass, and Croft now gives us some width, and Ryan Hall could be in on the right hand side. Wigan's defence again does well. Newman looks one way and then the other, and then puts a kick across the Wigan line, and just about managed to deal with it, or do they? Just about. Wigan getting away with it. A few hearts in mouths from a Warriors perspective there. It's a funny old thing, isn't it? A rugby league ball bounces all over the place.
Time off, Liam.
Time off.
Look at it again. This is where that set started from. 3 Wigan players in the tackle, and it's just that kind of second effort, isn't it, that seems to knock the ball loose from Patrick Mago's hands, and then there's the kick from Newman. Really clever little kick, and Faramond, he just manages to do enough to put it out. Like he's picked up a knock for his trouble, so just being seen to on the goal line, Jack Faramond.
Ball.
Another player coming off that production line at Wigan, and it's something that can be said for both teams actually when you look at these team sheets and the local products that are coming through and the academy players that are coming through. Both sides just a real production line of talent.
Yeah, exactly right, and as you said, both teams there. I actually watched a bit of Wigan's game against Oldham last week.
Yeah, Oldham last week.
He was really good in class young half, so he looks really good. Hopefully he's all right, but yeah, as you said, the production line these two clubs are pulling out. They've got some class young players coming through, so some exciting prospects on show right now, and then a couple for Leeds coming on soon.
He's back up on his feet. Faramond, it looks as if he's staying on the field, yeah. Wigan running a couple of changes. George Hurst, who took a knock slightly earlier on in the half, comes off, I'm sure, much earlier than he'd have hoped, and Junior Nsemba is back into the fray for Wigan.
Time back on. Okay.
So it is a Leeds ball, 10 metres out after that kick through, and Ryan Hall could be in on the right hand side, as we've seen so many times before. Ryan Hall in front of the south stand, scoring for Leeds Rhinos.
He knows his way to a try line, this fella, but if we watch the replay here, it's just Brodie Croft shows his class. Obviously they've gone 4v3 here. Wigan didn't match up, and he's just seen the rushing defence and the beautiful ball.
And he's looked for that pass a few times this afternoon, Brodie Croft, always looking to where he could kind of try and stretch the play and find the space outright. And on that occasion, Ryan Hall knew exactly where to be and just flew through. And he salutes the south stand, enjoying himself back at Headingley. I know it's something he always hoped he'd do, but wasn't sure he'd get the opportunity to do. But he's back in the Leeds shirt and back scoring tries.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, he's feeling right at home, I think. Is Mr. Hall, as I call him. But no, it was good play from Croft there, and yeah, good to see him get a try.
That's 1 minute, Liam.
So Leeds stretch their lead out to 16 points to 4. Connor with the opportunity to add 2 more to that, but this is a difficult kick in any conditions, let alone this kind of horizontal wind and rain that's blowing in his face. So a difficult one for Jake Connor to keep his 100% record up for the afternoon.
It's a good kicker though, I'll back him in. We'll have to put it at right post, swing in.
Well, that's what he needs to do, and that is what he's done. It's coming across the sticks and it just swung a little bit too much. You could see it just hold up in the wind, but a good effort from Jake Connor.
We've sort of touched on before, he nearly kicked a 40-20, his kickoffs have been good, he's got a massive boot on him, so
Which way, Jack?
unlucky there with that weather.
Yeah, real weapon to any side that he's played in that kicking game, Jake Connor. It's probably fair to say that
Okay.
he didn't quite go as he'd hoped for at Huddersfield, but an opportunity to give his career a kickstart here at Leeds. We all know about his talent. We've seen plenty of it so far this afternoon and in that pre-season game on Boxing Day as well. And Leeds push that lead out to a 12-point advantage. It's only met well by 3 Wigan defenders, and then the ball comes loose. It's jumped on, but I think this is going to come back as Wigan ball. So maybe just a bit of overzealousness from Lasone there, looking for the offload when it perhaps wasn't on.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed in himself there, but I think we need to get on the back of him. Obviously he made really good first impact, and I think the shove, just a little bit of a shove to help him out there.
Well, straight in to defensive action, Lasone, as he looks to make up for that error.
Nice and quick, boys, come on.
Wigan now come out to the left-hand side. Harvey Hill just settles it in front of the sticks, about 18 metres out. And now they come out to the left. Harvey making carries up towards the goal line. He stopped 8 metres short, hand in the air from the referee, so this is the last. And they'll come out to the right-hand side. Burn to Faramond. Good looking kick from Faramond, and it's Lamb underneath it. He's got to deal with it from a Leeds perspective. The ball goes to the ground, and there's a little bit of work to do perhaps for the referee. I think we're going to come back for Leeds ball. See the kick again. It's a really nice little nudge from Faramond, and comes forward from the Wigan hand, so it is going to be Leeds ball on their own 10-metre mark. Jackson Field in an acting half. Brings us out to Handley, looking to get his team out of yardage, and he brings us up to the 20-metre mark.
Goal 2, good. On the way!
And really, Leeds just need to do what they didn't do in that last set, don't they, here, and just get through a yardage set, get to a good kicking position, and try and get on top in the arm wrestle.
Yeah, it's important that they get to a kick here. Obviously Wigan, they just look good there, and that kick from, as you said, from Faramond was really good, so need to get it back on the front foot here.
Sinfield picks up from the ruck and just cuts back inside, makes some decent metres up towards halfway, so Croft will find Frawley, who will put boot to ball. High kick just hanging in the wind. Wigan start this set from their own 30-metre mark. Taylor Kerr on it, acting half there for the Warriors, as Tom Forber now takes up that position and brings us out to the right-hand side. Faramond will level a run at the line and try and step his way through, but the Leeds defence stands firm. Now Wigan supply a little bit of width. Making it, trying to force his way through. Will play the ball just inside the Leeds half. The kick will come from Faramond, that I think is just going to have a bit too much juice on it. Too many rotations, and goes out for the 20-metre tap. So Leeds given a bit of a platform here as Ryan Hall now getting involved at the other end of the field, but a welcoming committee of 3 Wigan defenders. Southside really getting into the game below us now, urging their team on. I think they're pretty pleased with what they've seen so far. Here's Aletsky. Committed his future to Leeds, of course, in the off-season. Sinfield at acting half. Brings us out to the left. Frawley now brings us out again towards that edge. And I'm guessing this is kind of the tricky part, if you like, of these games, Lockie, when combinations are changing and different players are coming onto the field, and perhaps a little bit of that continuity goes away.
Yeah, as you said, obviously, once the changes start rolling in, it does get difficult, but
Leeds
we see a little break here
space on this left-hand side, and they could be away. Lum looking to cut back inside. It was Handley trying to put him away over on that left edge, but eventually play does settle on the 20-metre mark. Not the quickest play the ball, but Leeds again targeting that short side. And in the end, it's a great defensive effort. I think Bentley, who was forced over in that corner. I think the referee said that the ball's come forward in the process as well. It was James Bentley who almost muscled his way through the Wigan defence there.
Middle. Scrum down, mate, tackle 4.
Not a bad place to turn the ball over though.
Scrum down, boys. Your ball, scrum. It's like, guys, please. Shot clock on.
Wigan Warriors, number 16, Liam Burke, and he's replaced by 13, Kane Ellis.
Obviously, Lockie, you're up here with us. I'm sure you'd much rather be out there, but just how far away are you from being back in action?
I was getting real close, and then unfortunately I've just, from the work that I've been getting through, I just had a little torn tear in my calf, so that'll set me back a little bit, but I'll be working hard to get back as soon as I can. Hopefully only miss 1 or 2 games.
Just timing it for the weather to warm up a little bit and dry out a bit.
Yeah, that's the plan, but really looking forward to getting out there with the boys. It's been a tough pre-season to watch, but my time will come.
So Wigan making slow progress in this set. Up to the 30-metre mark.
Go 4.
And Semba now will just put the ball under his arm, and that is a meaningful carry from the second row. This is the last though, so Wigan will be kicking from pretty deep inside their own territory. Ball comes out to Faramond, he puts boot to it, he's absolutely flown, wind behind it as well, but taken in cleanly, and Love nearly gets away from a couple of defenders there. Now looks to get a quick play the ball. Here's Ryan Hall off the other wing, and Semba goes hunting, but Hall just shrugs him off. He's got Forber and Taylor Kerr in there as well, who do eventually stop him with Harvey Hill there to help out. Keenan Palacia back into the action, brings us up towards the 40-metre mark. Smith had to Frawley, and Leeds again looking for the space on this left-hand side, and Lum eventually stopped, but decent progress made by the Rhinos, so a platform set to perhaps do something with the tackles remaining. Smith brings us up towards the 20. Croft again just shapes up to the line before giving that short pass. McDonnell who plays the ball on the 20. This is the last. Croft puts it into the sky, and it is knocked backwards, and Leeds keep it alive, and there's space on this left-hand side. Lum cuts back in, gets the offload away, but it's all just a little bit messy. The ball goes to the ground, and Wigan survive. And did he just need to back himself?
I think so. Just back yourself, and what's the worst? You get tackled. But anyway, good place to turn the ball over, as we said.
Been interesting. I don't know if maybe it is the conditions, maybe just a little bit of that lack of sharpness, but both teams have had problems on fifth tackle in terms of defending these kicks and just controlling the game.
Yeah, a couple errors coming from last play, but you do see, stats say that a lot of tries are scored on those last tackles. So
Wigan just looking to get themselves upfield. This is Walters, and looks like we've been looking to our right-hand side more than to the left so far in this second half, and scoreboard suggests that. Ryan scoring the only try of the period so far. Fairmont again will kick, and he keeps this one low. Dealt with pretty routinely by Lum. Messy play the ball and an error. He did the difficult bit in dealing with the kick and getting his team upfield, and then just made a bit of a mess of the play the ball. So Wigan, with what feels like their first attacking platform in a while, as we just look at the end of that last set again. Kick comes down and ball comes out wide, and it's Lum, isn't it? He just maybe needed to try and look for the outside shoulder of Jacob Douglas, but brought back in.
He's a really good player, young player, always beats the first tackle. I think there with a bit of experience, next time he'll back himself to the corner there. That's what wingers do, they score tries and freakish tries, so I think next time he'll get that one.
So Cartwright plays the ball and gives it to Sember, who brings us up towards the 30-metre mark. Here's Ellis back into the fray. Fairmont brings us out to the right-hand side. Eckersley now as well.
Surrender! Stand free!
Wigan stacking deep. And Fairmont now brings us out to Ellis. Slightly unconventional route, but a few players ducking out of the way of that pass, but eventually Ellis does settle the play. 28 metres away from the try line. Now Wigan look to put on some shape on the left-hand side. This is Sember, who can't bring the ball with him, and it falls into the hands of Cameron Smith, who perhaps thought about the offload to Harry Newman, but just keeps it in hand, and Leeds have been pleased to have survived that little spell.
Yeah, some good defence there. Obviously, Wigan throwing a lot of shape at them there, but no, good defence, come up with the error and back with the ball. Sorry.
Sinfield brings us out to the left to Bentley, who brings us up over the 40-metre mark. Palacia up to Ward's halfway. Started that run from real deep. I think he's going to be a real handful, isn't he, in the Betfred Super League this year?
Yeah, I think both our front rows, to be fair, have been some of our best players today, Mikuletsky and Keenan.
Croft looking to apply some width and even finding some space. It's Ryan Hall again. 3 Wigan defenders there across to bring him down. A little bit mixed match, a little bit disjointed from Leeds, but they do get the ball in hand. And here's Ash Handley on his testimonial night, of course. 60 minutes played here at AMT Headingley, and at the moment the home side in control of this one. It's Josh Cartwright just in under that ball and then getting a penalty just to relieve some of the pressure from a Wigan perspective, and that'll frustrate Brad Arthur, because in terms of the arm wrestle and the way that those couple of sets have gone, Leeds were starting to get themselves on top.
Yeah, I think it's just I think Crofty just slips up here. I don't think there's a great deal in it. But yeah, frustrating. We've been on the front foot. We've been putting the ball where we want it to go and turning the ball over down there, and just a silly error to give them.
Well, a bit of a miss kick from the penalty from Jack Fairmont, which was the sarcastic cheers from the South Stand that you heard there. It did go into touch, so Wigan do have the ball. So making carrying up into the line. Ellis.
Clear for me, mate. Clear for me.
Wigan just looking for any kind of patches of light in this Leeds line that they can try and exploit. They're up to halfway. Forward that brings us out to the left-hand side, and Sember perhaps wanted the ball there, doesn't get it. Noah Hodgkinson keeping it in hand. And Wigan up towards the 30-metre mark on the last. So Ellis brings us out the back. Fairmont again. He's put a high one up for Lum to try and deal with, and he does deal with it really well, actually, because he was running back towards his own try line. The ball coming from behind him. Some difficult skill, that.
Yeah, great idea there from Wigan, from that Fairmont. Obviously come off a pass from the lock there and bring the winger up and put the ball behind him. I think he's just put it a little bit too deep. But yeah, good catch from Lum, heading back to his own try line.
Interchange for Leeds Rhinos to lead the field, 10 Tom Holloy.
And again, pleased putting a little bit of expansion into the play deep inside the own half. Looking level to it as both sides ring a few more changes.
5, move! He steps out cold, hold boys! Goal 5.
Sinfield at acting half.
40, all off in the middle.
Boots the ball again, and you can see it holding up in the wind, so not the distance he'd usually get on that kick, but it's a decent kick chase actually from the Leeds perspective. Jack Sinfield in there.
You can see Wigan just edging their way back into the field position battle. Obviously that ball turned over on the 40-metre line, so they've done well to get back into this, as I said, the field position battle. Now that looks like they're sort of in front, so interesting next little period.
Still got it. Yeah, I agree.
Saforva brings us out to the right. This is Faramond, who just crabs along the line, and it was the right idea, but the pass to Eckersley wasn't quite where it needed to be, and it's Wigan's turn to come up with an error and turn the ball over. So
Play the ball, lads, Cam. What do you want it? Play the ball,
Leeds not being punished so far in the second half of the errors that they have made.
Play the ball in the middle. Hey, it's halfway between, Liam. It's halfway. Play the ball, mate. Yeah. Hey, guys. Play the ball, mate. Mark it, boys.
So Brodie Croft off the field for the first time this afternoon. Andy Atkins coming back on. So he will drop into hooker. You would think that would push Sinfield out into the halves.
Good job there from Jack at hooker. He hasn't played a lot of hooker, so thought he did really well there. Defended well. Good service.
Yeah, it can't be easy being around these parts with the surname Sinfield and his family tree, but really coming on as a player in his own right and showing some versatility this afternoon. Stepping in at hooker, now in his favoured half-back as Smith brings us up to the line, and Talasia was there on his shoulder, looking for a quick play, still trying to get his team on the front foot. Acker's back into the action straight away with the carry, and this is perhaps what we didn't see too much of on Boxing Day, is Brad kind of reintroducing these players that started the game after spells on the sideline. Sinfield puts the kick up in the air for Hall to try and get after it, and there's going to be a try. I think it's Harry Newman who's gone underneath it. It was an error underneath the kick. Beautifully weighted nudge from Sinfield, and Newman takes advantage to score. And really, points engineered from very little, nothing really.
Yeah, as I sort of touched on before, a lot of the points do end up coming on last sort of tackles. It's a pinpoint kick from Sinfield. I thought the Wigan player did really well to get up high, but obviously he's gone for the catch above his head in this weather. It's tough. It's tough to do, and it's fallen straight for Harry there.
Yeah, I think it was Finley Omans who went up for it, and as you say, he did the hard part, got himself up for it, but just couldn't bring the ball down, and one of the easier tries. Yeah, Harry Newman will add to his collection, so both Leeds centres getting involved in the points.
He reckons he can score and just go straight off. Wow.
Yeah, look at that. Scores, and then, right, that'll do, mate. Straight into the stands. Get the big coat on, feet up.
1 minute, Liam.
Looks like man of the day's having his time too. Ash has walked off.
So there you go, Ash Handley bows out of his testimonial game with 4 points under his belt and his team firmly in control on the scoreboard. Jake Connor, who pushed one wide from slightly further out than this about 10 minutes ago, was another opportunity to try that outswinger we were talking about, and that is what he goes for.
Nailed it.
And this time he gets it spot on. Fantastic kick from Connor. Stretches Leeds advantage out further. And this is starting to look like a really good afternoon's work in pre-season for the Rhinos.
Yeah, they've just made, obviously we just touched on a lot of changes there, so we can see some of these young fellas that maybe got a little taste of it on Boxing Day, a bit nervous, maybe a bit more of a spell this time around.
So Alex Thomas, one of those players into the action. Quite a few substitutions have happened in that period. We'll try and keep you up to date with who the movers and shakers are. Looks like Joe Diskin on as well. Leeds again, almost up through the middle. George Brown thought he might have been into some space there.
Morgan Gannon, yeah, obviously horrible year last year for Morgan. Lots of injuries, a couple of head knocks, kept him out all year, and he looks really fit, really good this year. So it's good to see him getting some game time out there, and looks like he's loving his footy.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that actually, Morgan. I know when the squads were announced on social media during the week, a lot of Leeds fans were very happy to see him back. As you say, a real horror show of a year in terms of injuries in 2024. A player that's got so much to offer. Could be up again through the middle, Leeds. Sinfield taking on the bulldozer role, and here's Cameron Smith. Did some big minutes this afternoon as the joint club captain for Leeds.
Step back, go through, he's gone.
Knackers now brings us out to the right hand side. I'll keep things relatively central. Still tackles in hand. Now they may look to apply a little bit of width, and it is Sinfield with that flat ball out to Harley Thomas in the number 4 jersey.
Back for boys. Go 5. Go left, clear. Go 5.
The kick goes up, and again a bit of a messy one from a Wigan perspective.
Another
Not back
really
goal.
Really good kick there from Jack Sinfield.
Shot clock on.
On the money, right where you want it, gives the chasers time.
And
I think Wigan just had to bat that one
I know what
dead.
you're saying. Yeah, I get your point. Yeah. Shot clock off. Okay.
So some big contacts going in, and Leeds on the front foot again, looking to really finish with a flourish.
Still 2. I've got them. It's clear. Still 2.
Come out to this right hand side. Ackers out to Sinfield. Sinfield now looking to apply some width onto the left edge with George Brown. Ackers again at dummy half, and
5. Go line! In the goal line.
he's been positive throughout the second half, Sinfield, but since he's moved back into the halves, as Sone just leaves the ball behind, but since he's moved into the halves, he's looked really lively, isn't he, Jack Sinfield?
Yeah, he's such a quality player. Obviously, he's been a bit unfortunate last year, being behind Frawley and Croft, but I think just that little string to his bow there, playing a bit of hooker, that versatility is going to do him well in the future. But yeah, obviously he's a natural half. You can see he's kicking game. He's such a good player.
George Hurst back onto the field for Wigan in place of Junior Nsemba. So whatever that little issue was, what a word. Big contacts going in now. Whatever that little issue was at the beginning of the second half, it looks like George Hurst has managed to shake it off.
Hold. Go 4.
And Wigan now with ball in hand on their own 30-metre mark and looking to try and break up field.
Play on. Keep going.
Vigneron's just poking his nose through the line there, but then eventually drag back, and they'll come out to Faramond, who will put boots of ball on last and look to try and turn this Leeds back 3 around.
Keep them low. 1. Move Sam! Hold!
Just feels like Leeds have managed to take the edge out of this game a little bit, get themselves into this commanding position on the scoreboard, and as you can see by the shirt numbers out there, a lot of rotation has gone on from the interchange bench.
3.
Plenty of players getting some minutes in the tank.
Yeah, it's good. There's also some really good experience both sides here. Obviously, a lot of young players on the pitch. You never know throughout the years, a long season, you never know when you're going to rely on someone, so very good.
So they could be through here just about, dragged back by the Wigan defence, but Just for a split second, I think he thought he was in open field, and Sinfield puts a high kick up into the air. It's taken well on this occasion. Leeds will be pleased with turning the ball around there. Wigan with the whole field ahead of them. If they're going to do anything from this set.
Two! Move! Hands out! Ball, Sam. Go on, two. Third!
I think little things like that will please both coaches, both sets of coaching staff. The enthusiasm, the line speed has remained good throughout the game, even as they've made those changes, as we've said, as Mago rides a few tackles and then dumped onto his back. Andy Ackers still getting stuck in.
Yeah, as you said, I think the intensity will please both coaches. Both sides have been right up for it from the first kick-off all the way through till now. So, yeah, some good footy being played.
That was a good take from Lump. Having to shoot right across that line, loses his footing, but did the important job of defusing the kick. Leeds now up towards halfway, and then over it.
Third. Move, buddy! Hold! Go third.
And it just feels like settled into a little bit of an arm wrestle in the back end of this game, as we've mentioned. Leeds have been certainly on top in the second half in terms of the territory and the possession. And those two tries to show for it. As Ackers now brings us to the right. Sinfield again puts boots of ball, and it's nicely placed again. A difficult one to deal with, but it is dealt with well.
I think both teams here, if they just throw a bit more shape, it's a lot of one-out footy being played at the moment. If they throw a bit more shape, there'll be some holes out there, I reckon.
Interesting dynamic to the start of this season, of course. You go through the usual trial games of pre-season, but Super League clubs coming into the Betfred Challenge Cup earlier before the start of the Betfred Super League season, and a real different thing, a real kind of point of difference on the horizon for Leeds. They'll face London-based community club Wigan Warriors. Just keeping an eye on some of the other games going on around us, but we'll just bring you back to this one for the time being, because Wigan could be about to go the distance here. A brilliant covering tackle from Thomas, forcing the error.
I think on the pleasing thing there was just the amount of jerseys that were back, and my boy there, Big Sam Lasone, was the first player back to pick the ball up, so great effort from the big man.
It was great to see a prop forward tracking back, isn't it? Making up the distance. Just to go back to what I was saying, Leeds in action in the Challenge Cup against Wigan Warriors, a London-based community club. Wigan will face either West Bowling or Sheffield Eagles in the next round at the moment. Sheffield are ahead in that game, 10 points to 0. So as it stands, a trip to South Yorkshire on the cards for the Warriors.
5! Move! Hold. Go, 5.
Sinfield again just stabs a kick in, and that's game management, isn't it, from Jack Sinfield. Just puts boot to ball, keeps it along the ground, gets it into touch, and Leeds will just look to keep Wigan pinned deep into their own half.
Play the ball.
Just have a look at that break again. It's that flat ball from Mago, isn't it, onto Dupree, who comes flying through the line in full flight, and Noah Hodgkinson can't quite get away from the covering defence.
It was good play there. Obviously, two very experienced middles still on for Wigan, and obviously that an invitation. They're two very good players, and they've split Leeds straight up the middle.
Yeah, Wigan just perhaps adding a little bit of experience into this team alongside a lot of the youth that they've got out there in the form of Mago and Tyler Dupree, who's still young himself, but we've seen plenty of action in the Betfred Super League now, of course, for Salford and Wigan. So Faramond out to Mago, will just put the ball under his arm and take on the three Leeds defenders in front of him.
such a great weapon to have, Paddy Mago. Obviously, he's so big, so much threat with the ball in hand, but then he's got a great passing game as well, which we just seen. So a good take.
Love again, safe under that kick in increasingly challenging conditions. The rain really is bouncing down here now at AMT Headingley, and the wind swirling around as well, so not easy for the kickers.
Move together!
Sure, the kind of conditions that we'll look back on with fond memories when we get to June. Leeds looking to try and finish this game on the front foot.
Thank you for your support of AMT Headingley Stadium.
Front crowd of over 5,000 just been announced, so great support from the Leeds and Wigan fans. Sure, this place will be absolutely rocking when they meet each other in Betfred Super League action this season. Simfield again looking for one of those game management kicks, just gets the angle on that one slightly wrong.
Down, will be offside. Yeah.
It goes dead in goal, so it will be Wigan ball on the 20-metre line, but we just take a break. There's a player down in backfield receiving some treatment.
I'd love to see Sydney put that ball in the air there, try and give Lum, obviously he's shown us what he can do with the defensive catches. Love to see him give him a chance under an attacking ball, but obviously, yeah, went for the game management.
2 minutes.
It's Forber who is down in back play for Wigan.
Three, absolutely Baltic.
Receiving a little bit of treatment. Back up on his feet now, so
yeah,
looks like he's heading to the sidelines.
2 to go.
So there's a couple of minutes left in this game. Neither team will want to take a risk on
Which way, boys?
any player.
Keep holding him. Okay, then you are good to go.
So Faramond does get us back underway for the closing stages of this pre-season friendly, but more importantly Ash Handley's testimonial game. You said that tonight was about coming out and playing for one of your mates, so I'm sure him and his teammates will be pretty pleased with the way today's gone.
Yeah, I think Ash will be stoked with the way that both teams have turned up to play. I think he'll be stoked with the way that Leeds have fought for him, and we've seen it this day, even when the young fellas are all on, and a slight break, but we don't want to concede points, so yeah, he'd be very happy.
Well, we're looking to just apply some width, but the Leeds defence gets across, and a player like Ash Handley, of course, be a real source of inspiration for a lot of these young lads that are on the field. A player that's come through the system and worked his way into the first team. Wigan just playing a little bit of football in the dying stages of this one. It's Jacob Douglas, who couldn't quite get away, but makes good progress. Here's Ellis, that's a Mago. Mago just has to surrender.
Hold! Release! Go 5!
1 minute, Liam.
Faramond puts
These are good
the
on the right.
ball.
These are good. On 5.
That one
0, 0.
does come back down on the Wigan side, so they will get
Move!
another set
Hold!
in really good field position as well.
Go 0.
Faramond, he gives it to Dupree, who
Backers.
looks to muscle his way through that Leeds line, but he's met by 3 defenders.
Go 1.
Now they come back out to the right hand side. One final crack at the Leeds line laid on in this game, one final test to show their goal line defence from a Leeds perspective. Ellis now brings us out to the left. Douglas cuts back in. Eventually dragged down 8 metres away. And out we come to the right hand side. Mago, there's the hooter, so this will be the final play. Faramond puts boot to ball, and Leeds will just let that go dead. So there we have it. A really entertaining, really interesting 80 minutes of pre-season action. Ash Handley on testimonial night very fittingly opened the scoring. You have to say from that point on, Leeds have looked like the better of the two sides across the 80 minutes, but of course plenty of chopping and changing amongst the two sides. Wigan won't be too worried about this result. The real thing starts in a few weeks' time, of course, but once they've got back in the sheds and dried off and warmed up, Lockie, you would imagine both teams will take a lot of value out of that.
Yeah, I think from a Leeds perspective, they started really well, which is something that we wanted to do, start well, and I think that set the tone for the rest of the game. They couple areas we want to work on, I reckon, but very good game. And then, as you touched on for Wigan, they pulled their players after sort of 40 minutes, but they only came back to pre-season, I think, January, so they look really good. Again, quality teams like that, they don't lose their class. They've got so much class across the pitch, and they'll be happy with that. They'll be happy to plug the cobwebs out, and they'll be a force again this year, someone to chase.
Is perhaps the biggest thing from a Leeds perspective that the defence keeping Wigan, any Wigan side down to 4 points?
Yeah, obviously you got to score tries to win the game, but you also got to defend your line. So everyone's always chasing that 0, but yeah, the 4 points is very pleasing.
Let's just have a quick reminder of how things unfolded before we wrap up. And there is the opening try of the night. The testimonial man, Handley, getting on the end of Jake Connor's clever little nudge through to get the first 4 points of his testimonial game. The smile on his face, he enjoyed that one. So did his teammates as well. And then Leeds going back to back. This one a kind of deceptively clever try.
Yeah, ball was looking like it was going out the back, but if we see Cam Smith's feet when he gets the ball, just a little in and out and in, whatever you call it, just stood them down and got through.
I think it's because Smith kind of got himself set in the line so late, he didn't look like an option, but pretty much as soon as he had his feet set, he was off.
Yeah, we're happy with that one, Smitty, but yeah, good feet, good try.
And then Wigan getting themselves back in it. What would be their only try of the game, but a great little bit of intuition. I think Eckersley, the beneficiary. Sivo, who went chasing, nearly gets there as well. Nearly does enough to shut French down, but as you say, he knows where the space will be, and maybe one of those bounces that went in their favour, but that's why you chase them.
Yeah, exactly right. But as you said, you have to be chasing to get those bounces. So, yeah, good try, freakish try. I think it was really good.
So that gave Wigan a foothold in the game before the break, and then this one just after half time. Brodie Croft knowing Ryan Hall will be hugging that edge, and as we've said in commentary, we've seen it so many times before in front of the South Stand. Racing over, and actually this wide angle tells you exactly how good a pass this is. Well, this is the kick from Sinfield, which goes up, and error underneath it. And Harry Newman, the man on the spot to get over. Well, Jack Sinfield had a really good game actually, especially as he moved into the halves in that second half.
Yeah, Jack was really good in that second half. His kicks always on the money, and yeah.
So here he is, the hometown hero, the local boy, celebrating his testimonial address in the South Stand and the Leeds fans here at AMT Headingley. He said to us beforehand, I am one of these people. I've grown up around this club, and a fantastic evening to celebrate his career. And another step taken as we get ever closer to the start of the Betfred Super League season, and as we've touched on, the third round of the Betfred Challenge Cup as well. Been an absolute pleasure having you with us here on Super League Plus. Lockie, thank you for joining us. I know you'll be itching to get back out there.
Yeah, I'll have me time, but yeah, thanks for having me. It was a great game to be a part of, and yeah, good things happen to good people, so there's a good one there for Ash.
So Ash Handley signs off on testimonial night with a try. Leeds get the win in this pre-season friendly against Wigan Warriors. Plenty more to come for both teams, of course, in 2025. But we will leave you for now. An absolute pleasure to bring you this one on Super League Plus. We are another week closer to the start of the season.